Hello everyone, it's me, McMiner, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today's reaction video is going to be a little different because this is a channel that I've never reacted to before, but I've seen other YouTubers react to them before, and I figure I might as well react to their latest video. It's a YouTuber named Jaden Animations, and it's my funniest fan interactions and I'm going to be reacting to. Now, I recently became a fan of this channel, like a big fan of this channel, after seeing Jaden Animations' video called My Obsession with Hatsune Miku, because I recently became a fan of the PA Pro Squad as well. In fact, I recently ordered Makeshift's Kaito and Mako plushies, and I do hope that they do make 2.0 versions of all the PA Pro Squad, since all of them are in Makeshift form now. Because I did miss out on the Makeshift plushies of Hatsune Miku, Kagamine, Rin and Len, and Mega and Luca. So hopefully they do 2.0 versions of all of those plushies at least. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm here to... Like, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to react to this video. Like, I've seen other people react to it. I saw SZH4 react to this. Well, I didn't really watch the video because I realized I could see about reacting to it as well, since a lot of other people react to this channel as well. But yeah, we're just gonna hit play and see how it is. Here we go.
One time I was at an arcade and saw someone with an Ari bag, so I went up to them and said, "Hey, I really like your bag." She turned around, looked straight at me,
and it's like,
and
"Are
said,
you Jaden Animations?"
"Thanks, it's from Jaden Animations."
Oh.
Cool. And then I just walked away because I didn't know how to salvage that interaction without being weird about it. As someone who has somehow amassed a big number on YouTube website, you'd probably expect me to be recognized fairly
15 million
when I'm out on the town. I do definitely get recognized here and there, but given that almost all of the content I've posted is
animated
me in cartoon form, it's much less than you'd think. I don't really expect to be recognized unless I'm going somewhere that attracts people who are more online, such as conventions or Hatsune Miku concerts. Of course,
I was just talking about how I watched your Hatsune Miku video.
Like no one
if you're
knows
watching
what
this,
I look
Jaden.
like, but that barrier has given a bit of cushion on how often people will notice that Jaden Animations is in their vicinity. The majority of my fan interactions are very positive and follow this general flow. Are you Jaden Animations? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Yeah. Alright, thanks. Bye. It's simple. It's streamlined. Everyone's happy. Of course, not every interaction goes like this. And naturally, people always want to know about the
actually,
outliers,
never mind. Because I was going to talk about when I met Tomoda Sauce at MegaCon, but I'm not going to go too deep into that.
You guys are pretty normal. There's not really any single experience that comes to mind.
Sauce and the rest of the Skills Squad, for that matter.
So thank you. Gold star to every single
I'm not
person
gonna go
I've
too
met
deep
in
into
my
that.
entire career so far. However, I do have some funny stories I've collected. Like one time, Jacob and I were sitting down at the Toadstool Cafe to film for their video about Nintendo Land when this one guy walked by and recognized Jacob. Oh my gosh, are you Alphared? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Yeah, you know, everything's going as per the script. At this point,
by the way, I am recording this video at 8 o'clock at night, so it's dark out.
Saw that the guy suddenly recognized my voice, and therefore me. Now knowing there were two YouTubers at that table, he started to ask if I was Jaden, but mid-sentence realized that if he was incorrect, it would look a little tiny bit
awkward.
Racist. You know, you can't always
look
just
a bit
assume
awkward.
the Asian girl with Alpharad is Jaden, even though 90% of the time you'd be correct. So he ended up pivoting halfway through to cover for the mistake, which ended up like this. Would you like me to take the photo for you? Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but who are you? Of course, we knew what he meant. I say I'm Jaden, everything is fine, we all take a photo together. But being able to see the line his brain took in real time was so funny. It's one of my and Jacob's favorite stories because he meant it so well. Like, I completely understand what happened. But also asking, sorry, but who are you? To someone offering to take a photo is just...
I would have thought he said, correct,
I would love to meet
you're
that guy
Jaden, are you not?
Tell him
I would have,
how much we love that
that's what I would have said.
Dude, if you're out there, I hope your Toadstool Cafe food was good. because ours wasn't.
Oh.
There actually
On
have
fire.
been times, though, where people have thought they've run into me and were just wrong. I've seen tweets tagging me
Yeah.
like, OMG, just met Jade Animations! As I'm currently sitting at home looking at a photo of
But yeah.
some poor random Asian girl. When
That's
we were
why you
all on
al-
tour
that's
for
always-
Scribble
that's why you
Showdown a
always
while
ask,
back in
like,
Chicago,
if you
James and
think
Emily
it's
went to go
a
look at the
YouTuber you like,
beam,
you
and James
always
ended
ask
up getting
them if they're the
recognized. While he
YouTuber
was
first.
talking to the group of people,
Oh yeah,
one
no,
of them saw Emily
I forgot his
and
name.
went,
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh,
Odd Ones Out.
it's Jaden! James immediately starts laughing his ass off,
From
trying
Odd
to
Ones
correct
Out, yeah.
them, but somehow wasn't clear enough because when they were all taking a photo, they were like, Jaden, get in front! Another time, when Jacob and Joe posted a video of themselves playing Mario Wonder in a GameStop, at the very
Oh,
end,
in a GameStop.
Joe turned the camera around to the
Y'all
girl
know I love
filming
shopping
and
at
said,
GameStop for
Are
FNAF
you
stuff.
Jaden Animations? The bit being it was our friend Sarah Moon, who is not me, but has been
Her
called
reaction.
Jaden by confused viewers in the past for really no reason, but still, hundreds of people in the comment section of the video still thought she was me anyway because Asian girl. Then, to poke fun at that situation,
Oh my
a
gosh.
while later they asked me to record them playing Mario Kart in a round 1, and in it said, huge shout out to Sarah Moon for recording this video, as the camera panned to me. And you'd think people
Oh
would
my
catch on to the
gosh.
joke, but so many more people were like, okay, I thought that was Jaden in the other video, but was afraid of being racist. Not realizing
The joke.
they're still not getting it. Sarah and I genuinely look nothing alike, but just pointing at one of us and going, Jaden, will convince hordes of people in comment sections without fail.
Oh my gosh,
it's
yeah.
like casting an inescapable Jaden spell. On the opposite side of the coin, I was in San Diego for TwitchCon last year, perusing
TwitchCon,
the
that's
San
right.
Diego Zoo with some friends.
remember hearing about
Honestly, to hype
TwitchCon.
it up a bit, the San Diego Zoo is awesome. I legit went there 3 times during the 3-day event, which
Oh,
to
wow.
the math nerds out there means I went to the zoo more times than the actual convention. Anyway, someone ended up coming up to me with an excuse me that I registered as I was being recognized. So I turned around, expecting the typical fan interaction.
But he doesn't.
Sorry to interrupt, but are you Amaru?
Who?
I was stun locked. It threw off my whole script and I accidentally blurted out, oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm just Asian. And the guy didn't really have anything to say about that. He just went, oh, okay, thanks. You know, it was a nice
Yeah.
little dose of humble for me, though. I got a kick out of Emily and Sarah being called Jaden, and now I've been struck by the Amaru hammer. Look, I'll be the one to say it, though. None of us look like each other. We're just
No.
Asian women on the internet, and not even
Yeah.
the same kind.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I saw
if you
Japan, I
ever
saw
think
Korea,
you
I
see
think I
your
saw
favorite
China.
Asian creator in the wild,
The flags, at least.
make sure you double check. Sometimes I can tell people are secretly Googling me before asking for a photo just to be sure. And you know, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I didn't mean to go off on this whole tangent about people accidentally being racist. I'm sorry, there were just a lot of instances of it. We can get back on track now. The very first time I was recognized, not in like a convention setting, was in a random Target.
Oh,
I
in a
was
Target.
walking down an aisle chatting with my friend Kelsey
my
when
gosh.
someone passed by, backtracked, and came up asking, "Are you
You
Jaden?"
Jaden?
Now this was back in 2017 when I had
Oh, wow.
significantly
8 years
less
ago.
content showing my face, so I was completely
8 years
shocked
ago, wow.
and
Yeah.
not prepared. I was in ugly house clothes, no makeup, hair wasn't washed, literal bridge dweller, and was in the middle of my first public fan interaction. Apparently, they recognized me from my voice, which is
From your
nuts.
voice.
Some people have told me I sound exactly like how I do in my videos, and others say I don't, so I have no
Oh, yeah.
barometer on what I actually sound like. The person was super sweet.
Excuse
This
me.
isn't like a crazy story or anything, but it's special in my mind because I was so embarrassed and unprepared.
I mean,
for
to be
it
honest with
mentally
you,
and
I do
physically.
watch
This
my
next
own
one
videos,
was when
and
Jacob,
I
Captain
feel like
Kid, and I were in
my voice
Hawaii
in my
for
videos
Pokemon
sounds a
Worlds.
little
We'd all
different
just
than
arrived
what I
at the
hear
event and we're checking
in
out all the
person.
fun decorations Pokemon set up. Since all of us have made a good amount of Pokemon content, a lot of Pokemon fans were recognizing us and asking
Oh,
to
wow.
take photos. A well-intentioned mom ended up taking notice of how much attention we were getting and asked us what we did for a living for all of these people to be coming up to us. Jacob explained we were YouTubers, and she lit up, saying her son watches a lot of YouTube, pointing down at the young boy hiding behind her leg. In an
Aw.
attempt to connect with the kid a bit, Jacob asked what YouTubers he watched.
Jaden?
I like Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Seeing a way to make the kid excited, Jacob pointed at me and said,
I feel
"No
bad because
way!
I've
Did
heard
you
a
know
lot of the
she was in a
controversies about
Mr.
Mr.
Beast
Beast,
video
especially the
recently
newest
and
one about
won?"
his
Instantly,
AI
the
thumbnail
kid
thing.
jumped
I'm not
up.
going to talk about that
You know
though.
Mr. Beast? Well, like, kinda. I talked to him before, but will you tell him to give me $1 million? First of all,
What?
hilarious situation to suddenly
What?
be thrust into. Second of all, now that
Oh
the
my
kid
God.
was suddenly not hiding behind his mom's leg anymore, we could see he had a giant gold chain around his neck, sporting a framed PSA graded
Oh.
base set first edition
Charizard
Little
Pokecard.
dude, do you know how much cash you've got around your neck right now? The card was
Oh,
graded
yeah.
like 9.5 as well. I have no idea where he got it from. Like, you always see those, "Can you give me $1 bajillion?" comments on Mr. Beast stuff, but it was surreal to witness it in real life. Like, it's real. Gold chain Charizard Mr. Beast kid
I
has
kind
been
of blanked out
cemented
for a
in my
second, my
memories,
facial
and he didn't
expression,
even know
not gonna
who we
lie.
were. Also, for the record, after I won the Mr. Beast Cube, my emails were an absolute wreck of random people begging me for money. "Can you give me money? May please get some money? Hi, JD." Not my name. Just 10K, thank you.
JD,
Or
just
someone
10K.
straight up sent me a PayPal invoice for $10,000 with no message
If y'all want
attached.
money,
Just an
try winning a
outstretched,
Geometry Dash
grubby
Creator
little hand
contest.
in my inbox. Guys, I didn't win any money from that thing. You can stop emailing me. We gave it all away to various artists all over the globe to support them through their art school, which was an incredible opportunity, and I was very happy to support artists.
Oh,
and I
that's-
wish them all
that's-
the best of luck with
that's
their degrees.
amazing.
But stop emailing me for money.
Yeah,
Gosh,
but yeah,
I
that's
don't even
amazing.
wanna
So
know
yeah,
what Mr.
y'all
Beast's
stop being
DMs
greedy,
look like.
please.
One time my phone screen died on
One of
me.
the worst
Not my
diseases
fault,
anyone
so
can
I
have
had
is
to take it
greed.
to a repair shop. This was unfortunately during a time when my car's driver's side mirror was smashed. My fault. So I also had no street legal car to take me back home while I waited for my phone to be fixed. Needing to kill 2 hours, I ended up sitting in a nearby Burger King equipped with my Switch to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure and
Oh.
an iPad as a second monitor.
think I
to
recognize
watch
that game,
YouTube
actually.
videos. I almost made it the entire time with no issue, but like some sort of pathetic Scooby-Doo villain, my plan was foiled as a nice girl came up to me and quickly said, "I really like your videos," before walking back over to sit with her friends. Now, the interaction itself was
She didn't even ask if you were
completely
Jaden.
fine. I'm just embarrassed at what it looked like on her end. Internet personality Jaden Animations sitting completely alone at a single seat table in a random Burger King. No food in sight, just a table covered in devices like some sort of 27-year-old iPad kid. She didn't even let me explain my situation. She just said hi and walked off.
I
So,
know.
kind girl, if you're out there, or even still a fan, it wasn't as pathetic as it looked. It was pathetic, but it's not that bad. I was just passing the time. Please resubscribe. I feel like I lost you that day. Speaking of unfollowing out of shame, a couple years ago, I went with some friends to my first furry convention. The furry convention isn't the
convention.
shameful part, though. That itself was great. The actual shame began when my group wanted to check out the 18 plus section, mainly
Oh,
out of
gosh.
curiosity and entertainment. I sheepishly followed them in, and just as I was thinking to myself, man, it would sure be unfortunate if I got recognized while in here. Oh my gosh, are you Jaden Animations?
But yeah.
Yeah. So admittedly,
Oh boy.
there's a single photo out there of me, a fan, and a very colorful background. Quickly moving on from that one. This story is by far the most I've ever been recognized out in public in my entire life. There's
What?
probably a teeny little slight possibility I curated it myself by accident, but
Ow.
it was when I went to a Hatsune Miku concert in California.
Oh, a Hatsune Miku concert.
Somehow has caught on that I like her, and said community.
Yeah,
was
like I said,
all
I watched
right there
her
in
My
one
Obsession
spot.
with
Before
Hatsune
the
Miku
concert,
video,
I
and
was
that's
getting
amazing.
recognized like every few minutes, which is very.
And she
not
talks about that.
normal
She
for
hopes
me, but,
that
you know,
everyone is
completely
able
fine. I don't
to
mind
have an
at all.
experience like that in
Eventually,
her
everyone
in
was
our
led into
lives.
the venue.
Which
was meeting a few
I
more
had
people
that.
inside.
I had a
Then
similar
the
experience
lights
when
went
I went to
down, and we
MegaCon back
all
in
got
February.
to enjoy the concert
Yeah.
as per usual. However, when the show was over and the lights turned back on,
Oh, gosh.
everyone rotated 180 degrees to head to the exit, which meant people could see my face again. We would make it a few steps forward, get stopped, then 3 more people would come up, and I'd suddenly be against the wall. All while my poor friends just had to watch it all happen
Oh,
and wait
gosh.
for me. For the first time ever, I needed to figure out
That's
a way
crazy.
to get out of there, or else
That
I
is
would have been
crazy.
taking photos with the entire
Hopefully these
concert
were not
audience
any of
as my
those, like,
friends withered on the floor.
crazy
Sarah put
fangirls
her
or
big
fanboys
hoodie
or
on me,
anything like
another
that.
friend gave me their sunglasses, and suddenly, I vanished. No
Oh.
more Jaden animations. Poof. She was gone. The Clark Kent
Oh, yeah.
strategy actually worked.
Welcome to the club,
Sarah and
Jaden.
I quickly headed to the exit, squishing past unsuspecting Miku fans, and it wasn't until we made it all the way to the parking lot where we turned around and realized we were alone. I was successfully smuggled out, but the downside was the disguise was so overly effective, even our friends didn't know who I was anymore.
Oh
At
my
least now
gosh,
I know
really?
if I'm ever in a sticky
That's
situation, a
crazy.
simple hoodie and glasses is really all it takes. I will no longer be making fun of Superman's public disguise. Dude knew what he was talking about. Despite
Yes,
all
he
of
did.
these stories,
Yes, he did.
if you ever see me in public, please don't be afraid to come up and say hi. I'm more than happy to meet you or take a photo.
Oh, if I
Again,
do run into
basically
you at like
every
a convention or
person I've
anything
met
like
who
that, I
watches
will be
my
more than
videos was
happy to
absolutely
come up and say
wonderful.
hi.
These
Just like
stories
with what I
included,
did
and
with
I promise I won't
just like
make
with
a
what I
video
did
about you
with
if you
Tomoda Sauce at
accidentally
MegaCon.
say
I did not
something a
hesitate
little
to.
awkward.
I did not hesitate at all to
Unless it
say
was
hi.
really funny and the world needs to know. Also, I can tell when you recognize me, I've essentially got a spidey sense for it by now, and it's more uncomfortable for both of us if you just stare at me for 30 minutes and then leave. Please, just say hi or something. It's okay. I'm lucky
yeah,
to
like
have
I said,
such a
I will be more than
normal
happy
and
to.
kind group
It's what
of
I did with
people
Tomoda
watching my
Sauce.
content, and I do really enjoy getting to meet you guys. I guess if you were to take anything from this video, make sure you know it's actually me. This is not me. This is not me. This is not
Yep.
me. I'm this
That
one.
is you.
Hope that helps.
Man, it has been quite
Oh.
some time since I've done a good old classic story time. What is this, 2016? The fact that I really only have lighthearted funny stories to share and not really any bad or scary ones with meeting people who watch the videos is a huge testament on how kind and respectful you all are, and I really
Oh, yeah.
appreciate it. Like,
Link-
half of these
I-
stories are about
I forgot.
how I
Link
was the one
02 did a
fumbling,
mashup
you know?
for
I always
of
look
Jaden
forward to
Animations
meeting
as I
more
was
of you
almost
guys
in
the
Squid
future.
Game.
Thanks for watching.
I forgot
and I'll
about
see
that.
you later.
Like I saw the video pop up on the end screen, and it's like, oh yeah, Linko2 made a mashup of that video. But yeah, definitely gonna look out for more Jaden Animations videos. Like I said, I already watched my obsession with Hatsune Miku video, because I recently got into I recently became a fan of not just Hatsune Miku, but the entire Piapro squad. But yeah, definitely gonna tune into some of Jaden Animations' other videos. But yeah, Jaden, if you're watching this, please don't copyright me, because all a link to the original video and your channel, as per I do for all my other reaction videos, are down in the description. So please don't copyright me if you're watching this. Anyways, that's going to do it for this reaction video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing and ringing the bell for updates on new videos, and I'll see you all in my next video. See you guys!